Pets have always been around from the beginning of time, and many love to have animals in their homes. Pets have been in different types of settings and for different purposes because they bring a lot of advantages aside the fact that they are good to keep us company. But there are some people who don't like pets because of various reasons. One of the reasons people wouldn't like to keep pets in their homes is because they defecate a lot. And because these types of animals are not able to keep the place clean, people don't like to put in energy in having a pet because that would mean frequent cleaning and tidying of pet feces so that the whole place is not made nasty. And some of these pets have very smelly feces, especially when you consider animals like cats. It's just very bad. Another reason people don't go into for pets is because some of them are very expensive. Depending on where you live, sometimes you'll be shocked to find out that the price of a puppy could actually buy a fridge or even buy 2 fridges in some cases. Because of this, many don't see the need to have a pet at home. But there are other reasons why people don't keep pets in their homes. For example, some are not lovers of the noises that these pets make. And because they love quietness in their environment, they don't go in for pets. And there are also those who don't like to go for pets because of the money is required to maintain these pets and to keep them alive. You have to look at feeding them, taking them to the veterinary clinic if the need be, to prevent them from falling ill and to keep them in the right health state. And then there's also making sure these pets are functioning the way they are supposed to function. And all of this seems to be too much for some people. There are those pets that are made to act as another layer of security in the house, so that when an intruder is around, these pets would either bark or make some noise to call the attention of the house owner. But apart from the fact that sometimes it involves money, energy, and time to have a pet at home, animals generally are good things to have around you. Like it is already known, to some people who feel lonely, animals and having pets around are the best way to keep them company. There are also people who are not necessarily lonely but just don't have trustworthy friends to share their experiences with, to talk to, and just to confide in. So they go in for pets because these animals are good listeners. They don't interrupt when you are talking to them. And also, one good thing about speaking to a pet is that they don't go back to another person to relay the information, telling them about your secrets and about all those things you and the pet spoke about. So this has made it very easy and very possible for some people to get pets in their house. There are also those who just have pets in their house because it's been like a tradition since they were brought up in their homes. There are some houses where they are pets, but not really because the people that love these animals. They just keep them there. They don't show them any affection. They get up, give them their food, go up and down, and that is it. So, do you have a pet in your home? And what is the importance of that pet to you? Some people love their pets so much that they get emotionally attached to them. I've seen some of the extremes of emotions that are exerted and, displayed for an animal. There are some people who would do anything to protect their pets and treat their pets like their lovers. When their pets die or fall ill, they get very uncomfortable. And we've even seen people who have held funerals for their pets after their passing. Sometimes you wonder, is this pet also like those other animals, or is there something attached to this pet that makes these human beings give them this attention? But I guess that would be an answer that only they would be able to provide. Because when you think about the fact that some human beings are not even able to get a befitting funeral, and yet a pet is honored so, it makes you think deep. Does that mean that even this animal was worth more than that human being who's not getting a proper burial, a proper funeral? But that's just life. Some people really are emotional about their pets. And there are some who even feed their pets with some type of food that we as human beings will call 5-star food. And yet when you see the types of foods human beings on the road are struggling to eat, you pity some of them, trust me. We have gone to homes where we saw the type of meals that were prepared for some dogs, and we were almost confused into thinking it was being prepared for a certain guest of honor. When we saw the different types of meat, and huge meat that was laid in a bowl that was being carried to the pet, we're asking, is there another person outside the house you are going to give the food to, only for us to hear, oh, it's for our dog Rufus? We're like, what? You mean Rufus eats this type of good food? This dog is eating this valuable food, and yet some people are starving? Yeah, well, it happens. There are people who don't joke with their pets, but are really in love with them. There are some pets that are allowed to sleep on the beds with their masters, but in some homes, some pets will not even be allowed to enter the sitting room or the living room to even talk of entering the bedroom. There are even some pets that people carry about even in their vehicles, because they always want to feel their presence. There are some pets that are hugged and are even kissed on the lips. We have seen a lot. But when you go to some houses, there's no way they are going to allow a dog to kiss them on the lips. But you see, everybody has his own relation with his pet, so it's understandable. But on the general, we think it's a good thing to have a pet in your house. Even if not for affection, sometimes for security, it's a good thing. Sometimes they will alert you. Even a parrot can alert you when someone is inside your house. And for security, you don't always have to get a tough animal. Sometimes the security is just the noise that the pet will make to alert you that there's someone new who's in the premises. So if a parrot, or if you have a bird or any other animal that can make a sound when a new person gets into the building, then you know you've beefed up your security a bit. And there are some pets also that are very wild and are kept almost all the time in a cage to prevent them from causing harm. These are pets that have been trained to devour and to tear and bite things. So, for a new person who enters the house, that will be dangerous to him. There are many people who have pets, and there are many people who don't have pets. But even if you offer a pet to someone who doesn't have it, there's a likelihood the person will not accept it, because there are people who don't see the reason why they should move about with an animal. But if you go into certain worlds, you see how much these pets are appreciated. People actually show them off. People talk about them to their friends. People go to the extent of bathing them, or washing them like newborn babies, just to make sure they are okay. Yep, it happens all the time. There are children and babies who grow up with pets and who always have this understanding of animals more than others. Even the way they communicate with the animals, sometimes you may think that the animals have started learning the human language, because these animals are able to be trained to respect certain orders. A dog can sit down though he does not understand English, but by training, a human being can get a dog to sit down, to roll over, to jump, to bark. And even in some cases, some pets are made to do acrobatic moves and do certain somersaults that are very not likely to be seen on them. The most part of this is to give entertainment to those who are watching them. And of course, when visitors come in and they see your pets doing all those types of moves, it will excite them. But now let's also talk about those who don't see pets as friends but only as meat. In some parts of the country, if you make a mistake and send your pet there and let the people know that it's your pet, you'd have to come back home with only bones, because the moment you leave a chance, they would tear that animal apart and roast its meat for you to know the difference between meat and a companion. But like we said, everyone has their own opinion, their own preferences and tastes of what should be around them and of what they think about these pets. Would you love to have a pet in your home in the future? Do you think it's necessary? Or do you think it's an old thing that has to, die in the past? Remember that animals have a lot of benefits, and even some policemen use dogs that are trained to go about their operations. When something is being searched for, these animals are so clever in their training that they are able to identify things that the policeman may not be able to see. So pets are not only beneficial in our homes, but also in our workplaces. There are schools that even allow pets, but not in this particular place in our world. And in other countries, when you go, you would realize that pets are allowed into the school. But in this our setting, nobody does that. So, you have to understand the way to relate with a pet, the responsibility that comes with keeping a pet, and also the dangers that may possibly occur when this pet is brought in. If, for example, you live in a compound house where people can dry their fish in the open, your pet could bring trouble to you if he goes loose and then sees the fish being dried in the sun. He will not understand it to be somebody's business, but will see it as food that has been laid ready for him. So you see, You have to go through a lot of questions and series of responsible questions to know whether to have a pet in your home or not. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.